Hello and welcome to this extra time special, The Ones to Watch with me, Gary James, and guest sports journalist and owner of Prepared PR, Lisa Smith. Joining us, we have Brandon, a 15-year-old national boxing champion, and his coach, former British and WBF middleweight champion, Wayne Elcock. Welcome to you guys. Thank you for coming on. And Maddie, a young lady who will be a BMX Olympic medal winner one day, I'm sure, and the manager of Birmingham's BMX track, Mark Slade. And welcome to you too. First of all, we've got two guys as well from the world of darts.
Looking forward to meeting them.
We've got from the world of darts, we've got Jordan and Blaine, and the lady who started the West Midlands Youth Darts League, Dot Harvey, and that coming up a little bit later on in the show. So, boxing first. Brandon, let's take a look at you in action. For us uninitiated that watch the sport for loving watching it, maybe you, Wayne, what's going on? What sort of technically should we be looking at, and what are you thinking, Brandon, as you're fighting?
You know, the kid he was fighting was the national champion from the year before, so we knew he was a good lad, and I think, you know, the form books would have had Brandon going in there without a chance, to be fair.
Right.
I think they all thought Brandon was going to get wiped, and literally we knew what we had to do, and you know I need to keep him on the outside, and Todd was just on the outside and boxing, which is what he did. He used his reach, tried to use his reach, tried to keep him on the outside. As you see, the guys trying to come forward now and make a bit of a fight, and I didn't want Brandon to get involved in a fight. He just kept on and used his boxing skills on the outside, and they're the tactics that really won in the fight, to be fair. Just kept it clean.
And Brandon, what's going through your head when you're fighting? Because you've lots to remember. Is it just 2 or 3 points? You're thinking, I've got a jab, I've got a terminology here is great, isn't it? They've got to do an uppercut. What sort of things are going through your head when you're in that position?
Just carry on and keep going forward.
Right.
Can you hear Wayne's instructions, or do you? Yeah.
He listens well. One of the few that does. Yeah, no, he does. He listens well to instructions, to be fair, usually. When
it looks like you're getting stuck in there as well. And how many, in a bout like this, how many rounds?
They're 3-round fights.
Okay. 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Or?
2 minutes. 2 minutes at this level, yeah. Junior, senior, 3 minutes. So yeah, at this level we were 3 2-minute rounds.
So would you have much support there, or because you were in London, were they all local supporting there?
Quite a lot. We had a minibus for that.
Did you?
Yeah.
All from Birmingham, people behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already building a popular fan base, which is good. You know, everyone loves a winner.
Yeah, they do. That's great. And say, like you were saying, Wayne, and Brandon, you were sort of the underdog for this one, weren't you? You know, they didn't expect you to do anything.
He was the underdog all the way through, as I say, you know. But he's, like I say, he's one of these kids that's like, you know, first in the gym and the last day.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the mindset and the champion.
The right attitude.
Yeah, the right attitude.
I mean, Brandon, you're 15. When did you start? How did you get into boxing? And you know, who's?
I was 8 and I wanted to get fit, and then I just carried on from there.
And was your dad involved in boxing? Or any members of the family?
He's the one that got me to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where you are now, 7 years later, obviously we'll talk to Wayne in a sec, but what have you had to give up? Was it a bit of a shock to the system? Because other young lads, maybe they're playing football, they're you know, on their iPads, maybe, you know, looking at girls, you know, or into the schoolwork. What did you have to give up? What did you have to sacrifice to get to the level of where you're at now?
Like my football training, my matches, all that, and not seeing my girlfriend.
How does she feel about that?
Moody.
Yeah.
That's women for you.
They don't change, mate. They don't change. And going forward there now, things like diet and has that changed a lot over the years for you? Are you what's your sort of diet, and what's your sort of weekly regime in when it comes to training?
I like train 4 times a week. I've been doing it twice, and I eat like a baked spud and at dinner, like small portions.
And for the future, you're hoping to turn pro and make it a career?
Yeah.
And in terms of time, Wayne, maybe I'm coming to you because Brandon, he fights out of your academy in Chelmsley Wood. Time scale, when a lad like Brandon, when would he be ready?
Bags of time, yeah. Let's look at forward. You know, the one thing I want Brandon to like looking forward to now, he's like the Olympics and representing his country, boxing internationally, and obviously that would be my dream for him, really. You know, obviously I've come back to grassroots from being in the professional sport.
Yeah.
I'd love now to produce. I've produced a national champion in my first season as a coach. I'd like to produce, you know, some England internationals as well, and someone, you know, who can go on and represent England in the Olympics. I think that's his goal at 15.
Yeah.
That's where it has to be. You know, there's thoughts of pro. It'd be great, but you know, at the end of the day, his dream needs to be now really focus on the next Olympics, the one after the Rio, if you like, and you know, take it from there.
Brandon, who are your big inspirations in boxing? Have you got any heroes of your own?
Mayweather.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to the fight in May?
Yeah.
Think you can do it?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. And that.
So Wayne, talking about the future, what is it that Brandon's got that's special? What makes him a cut above the rest? Because obviously from your academy and what you've been doing in the community for a few years now.
Yeah, you know, I said, like, I don't say, you know, knowing what makes a champ. I know what makes a champion because I've been a champion many times myself. So it's like literally, I see a lot of the attributes that Brandon's got. You know, what he's got. He's a lot like how I used to be myself. His dedication in the gym, the way he listens to instructions. He'll change his approach mid-fight. You know, he'll listen to what you're saying. There's a lot of that things. It shows he's got the composure. He's got the focus, the concentration. As I say, when he's in the gym, he'll put it in. He won't leave anything left. You know, literally. I mean, last night I was putting him in through the mill. And he'll just keep going and going and going. And I know he hasn't got anything left in the tank, but he'll just keep driving himself through it. That's what you need. The one thing that you can't give, I've seen him being hit in the ring, like against the guy there, to be fair, and you think, oh no, but he drives forward, it spurs him on, and he'll keep going. The one thing you can't give a fighter, you can improve his punching power, you can make him fitter, but you can't give him a big heart, you can't give him a good chin, and thankfully he's got both of them. You know, so you know, I've got massive hopes for him. I think this kid will be one definitely to watch in the future.
That's great. And Brandon, we wish you all the best for the future. I know you're going to come back on. Wayne, I know you're going to come back on the show over the next few weeks, and we'll talk more about the academy and more about boxing. But I know, let's keep an eye on you. I'm one of the ones to watch, and certainly one of the ones to watch for the future. BMX racing. Maddie, do you like boxing?
Yeah.
You do. And Mark as well, the manager of the BMX track here in Birmingham. How about you and boxing?
Never tried it, but I really respect the discipline that you guys have to train to the levels you do. So I think it's absolutely a fantastic sport for fitness and confidence and all round as a sport. It's awesome.
I don't think it's good, isn't it? You know, I think kids, teenagers, they get a lot of bad press. But doing what you do, and I know Wayne through your gym and that. There are the kids around, probably the majority actually, that there are okay, that do want to get on, that do want to make something of themselves, and certainly Wayne through your academy, some of these guys that are, you know, coming off the streets and sort of walking off the street a bit rough, chip on the shoulder, walking out as gentlemen. That's great. Yeah, so thanks for coming on. Stay with us for a minute, and we now turn to another one to watch. And Maddie, welcome, BMX young lady, and also Mark, who's the manager of the track at Perry Bar.
Yeah.
Welcome along. So, Maddie, you started off racing, I believe, at the age of 10, or you got into BMX at the age of 10. Tell us about that. How did you get started, and why?
Well, my dad found out that there was a new track being built in Perry Park, a world standard one. Yeah. And so we went down to have a look, and it looked quite good. So I got an induction and started riding the track with my brother and his friend. And ever since I liked it, so I kept going back, and I liked it every time I went there.
And what's happened since then? Because I know you're doing quite well now, aren't you? So from the age of 10, and you're now 14?
Yeah. 14.
So in 4 years, have you won any championships? Do you race on a regular basis now? How does it work?
Well, I race every month, so a national race on regionals. Last year I was region number 1, and I got ranked national 13th in my first year of racing, and it was quite good.
And hopes for the future, I said there into your introduction, hopefully you're going to be a Great Britain Olympic medal winner. How does that sound? Is that something on the cards? Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, it's one of my dreams.
Yeah. And which Olympics would you train for? Would it be, so when's the next one? Is it 2016? 16, isn't it? Which one?
Yeah, the one after, I think.
Yeah. So 2020, isn't it? Every 4 years, isn't it? been a hard day this week.
Are there other girls doing it as well, or do you race mainly with the lads? Or
I race against girls. Like there's 5 or 6 categories of girls, different ages, and I race in the 13 to 14 girls. But
that's brilliant.
I have to race older girls one time this year.
Okay. And your bike, I mean, the first bike I had was a chopper bike. Remember those with the big handlebars and the low seats. What makes your bike special compared to a normal road bike?
Well, it's aluminium frame.
Yeah.
It's quite light, and it's lower than normal bikes. So like the saddle's low, and we don't sit down, stand up all the time.
We'll talk more BMX after the break. It's coming up right now. See you in a bit. And welcome back to this extra time special where we're looking at the ones to watch. Before the break, we were talking to Maddie from the world of BMX about the bike and how special it is and the differences. But you wanted to know how much, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it looks quite a simple machine, but presumably it's quite an expensive one.
Yeah, £2,000 for the whole bike. But the frame part, the red part, is about £500 on its own.
Is that because it's such a light bike?
Yeah, the lightness of it. Yeah, and it's quite hard to. You can't break them.
They're solid, yeah.
Solid.
And can you do tricks and things on it?
Yeah, I can do jumps and 20-foot jumps and manuals, which go up and down in the air with your front wheel.
And you can use those in a race, Mark, can you? Is that part of racing?
Yeah, there's different techniques. Some jumps, if you manual through it, as Maddie's saying there, you can stay on the rear wheel, and when you drive the rear wheel into the ground on the jump, it actually gains your speed. So it's not all about flying through the air at times. It's, as a racer, knowing when it's best to manual or when it's best to jump, and it's all about staying as low as possible and as fast as possible on a bike that's as strong as possible, but also as light as it can be, so it can take the knocks.
Yeah.
And coming onto the track then, and Mark, you're the manager of this fantastic track in Perry Bar, which is another little hidden secret, and a lot of people aren't aware of it unless you're into BMX. Tell us a little bit about the track, how it came about, and what the plans are for the future.
Well, the track came about from the 2012 World Championships. So Birmingham hosted the 2012 Worlds a few months before the Olympics at the indoor arena. And into the bid, Birmingham City Council, along with British Cycling, wrote into the bid that there had to be a legacy of that championships, which is the Birmingham BMX racetrack in Perry Park. Okay,
and I know it's one of only 2, isn't it, in the UK of that international standard?
Of the international standard, there's only a few in the country, yes, and ours is regarded as one of the best of the ones that we do have in the country. And
is it open to the public? How do we know about it? Because I came across it purely by accident, by having a chat to somebody about something completely different. And I thought, wow, when I came down to see you. And I thought it's absolutely brilliant. So how do people find out about it, and what can they do if they want to come down and try BMX racing?
The best way to go about it at the moment for information is to go onto our Facebook page. So if you check for Birmingham BMX Racetrack, the information will come up on there. And it is open to the public for little toddlers on little balance bikes. So we've got little areas and extra tracks that we've built dedicated to tiny little people that can't hardly walk, and the parents are putting them on bikes already, through to one of the hardest pro sections in the world. So we can cater for everyone from the public to birthday parties to school groups to coaching sessions with all the kids to push them on that pathway towards the Olympic level. And then indeed you can have Liam Phillips, an Olympic rider, come down, and everything on our track will challenge himself to the highest level, but also encourage people from the very smallest of ages to get to cycling.
Okay, well it's a great place. Please go and visit it if you can. Coming up in just a second, we're going to have a chat now and see them play darts as well. It's Jordan and Blaine, so we'll watch them play darts, and then we'll have a chat with our others, ones to watch from the world of darts. So we'll have a look now and go over to the board, and we'll have a look at the guys playing darts. But for now, thanks guys, and hopefully we'll get you back on soon and follow your careers. That's good. Thanks very much for being on Extra Time. That's great coming in. Come and have a sit down. And
Well
rest,
done,
rest
guys.
your arms. Absolutely brilliant. Got an idea of what your dart's throwing like. Talk to you in a minute. Dot, before we have a chat to the lads, welcome. Thank you for coming in. How long have you been involved in darts?
Seriously in darts since 1969. 1979, my husband and I started youth knockouts with the West Midlands Super League, and in about 1983 we formed the West Midlands youth team and formed a league with other Midland counties, and we've just been going from there on in.
And going back to 1969, when you started it, were you playing darts then?
I was playing darts. My husband played darts, I played darts, and I was one of the organisers that started a league in our local area. So we've been going ever since. So.
And in that time, have you been involved with professional darts as well?
Yes, we've been involved with the British Darts Organisation over a few good many years. We've been with the British Darts Organisation and done competitions and whatever with the professionals.
Were there many women playing back then, or was it?
To be quite honest, we had more women playing back in 1969 than we've got now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think they've tailed off then?
Because they can't afford it. A lot of them they can't. And a lot of the public houses now and local places have taken the dartboards out.
Yeah.
They're more interested in food, the food business, than the darts business.
So there's less darts
There's
boards.
less dartboards available to play on, unfortunately.
Do you think there's any way of turning that around, Dot? Looking forward, okay, obviously we can't open more pubs, but is there any other outlets possibly that people go to that?
There's other pubs and clubs. You might be better off in a working men's club rather than an actual pub, you know. But it's very sad, really.
Just seen a lot of youngsters come through. Then is it
We
nice
have
to help
seen a
them?
lot, yes. Unfortunately, some of them have fell by the wayside. But let's get to the girls' stage. It's
Girls or darts.
Girls or darts, and the girls always seem to win somehow.
There must be a way of juggling both. Doc, for a second, just thank you very much.
You're
Let's
welcome.
have a chat to the lads. So, to Jordan and to Blaine, thanks again for that. When did you guys first start? Blaine first. When did you first pick up your first dart?
When I first picked up my dart, I was 2 years old.
2.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And you can remember that far back. And what started? What happened? Was your dad playing? Was it an uncle? Was you taken somewhere?
My dad used to play in a pub called the Bradford Arms, and I used to go watch him. And at one point, they put a board up underneath the proper board so that I could chuck a couple of darts in there. But
What, like at kids level, so you could play.
Mostly started from my dad though.
Right. And Jordan, I know you started at a similar age, didn't you? Was it 18 months or 2 ago?
18 months. I used to have a float in a stem in my cunt.
And who was it? Was it someone in your family that?
My dad.
Your dad as well.
My dad still plays like adult county now for West Midlands.
Oh wow. And going back then, I mean, obviously, what was the age that you realised that you could be good at this, and you started competitions, and what age did you join? Dot with the West Midlands youth
It used
team?
to be the bane of my life, to be honest, because he was so small that he couldn't reach the darts out of the boards. And one of the rules for county darts was you've got to be able to retrieve your own darts.
Oh,
and in the end, we got him a little stool to step up on to get his darts out of the board.
I mean, as we saw there, you don't need that anymore, do you?
No, we don't need it. It's shot up considerably.
So how much has Dot helped you both with your darts then, having the organisation? Has that been important?
She's the main one I play darts now, because I used to play West Midlands Youth, and then that got me into England.
So you're playing for England now?
No, not now, because I got dropped this year.
But you've done it though. Yeah, you've achieved
last
it.
2 years. The last 2 years.
And do you think you can get back? Is
Yeah,
it
next
just a question
year.
of fighting back? Yeah.
Jordan, you'd not drop rested.
Yeah. Even when
Rest-
Rooney
The
gets
rest period, yeah.
And what is it, Dot, from your experience or your years of watching young lads and young girls come up and play darts, what is it that these two lads have got that's maybe a bit special?
Perseverance for one, determination to do well. They know where they want to get to, and they just, I mean, you get some, as I say, where they want to do so and they drop by the wayside because they haven't got the pay. But these two are
You were telling me,
persistently.
guys, that you train a lot every day, a couple of hours every day.
Yeah.
And are you hoping to get into England as well?
Yeah, I'm hoping to like raise my game so I can get better at the sport. But like at the minute I'm doing quite well. I just hope that I can improve.
And who are your kind of
He has
heroes in there?
improved a lot.
He has improved, has he?
Yes.
Sorry.
Mine's probably Phil Taylor or Adrian Lewis. Them are like my idols.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan?
Phil Taylor.
Everyone says Phil, don't they? Something special about him. Yeah.
Somebody was telling me that Blaine, that your throwing action is like Phil Taylor's because something to do with a straight arm. Is that right? So how do you throw different to Jordan then? Why isn't Jordan like Phil Taylor? And except me and my naivety, I thought, darts, that was it.
Oh,
But
no,
obviously more to it than
there's
that.
more to it than that.
I think there's like the one similar thing we've got because we both follow our darts up. But I think with Jordan, he's like consistent and all that. But I think with mine, because my arm's straight, I think it's just like consistent in the 20s and it's just like it's precise.
Okay. Well, time's beaten us. But thank you for coming in. We wish you all the best for your future careers, hopefully in the world of darts. I think that's probably what you both want to
We
want
just
to
need
achieve.
a bit of backing.
I'm sure that'll come along the way. Doc, thank you for coming
You're
in.
welcome,
And
anytime.
well done for what you set up and helping all these youngsters and many more. Lisa, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
We'll
Gary.
see you again next time. And that's it. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. But for now, see you soon. Bye-bye.